Okay, yes. So that's a beautiful question. So the feeling that you have is when you look inside, you can't connect with this sense of love. So when you're struggling with something, you feel like you're exhausted or there's not even any energy within you to love the pain, to be compassionate with yourself. And so, yeah, a lot of people struggle with this. And so this is one of the first things my teacher spoke with me about, was this importance of being able to come inside and immediately access your heart, the ability to come inside and to immediately access what the Buddha called innate goodness. And so if any of us are just quiet, we just feel inside, you'll notice that there's this gentleness there, an innocence. And even if you're just completely just racked with pain, like your body is just filled with pain, what you'll notice is there's this innocent presence that's noticing the pain. There's an innocent presence that oftentimes is literally, the way the body feels it is like the body's almost on the verge of tears. Like when you give yourself permission to be innocent, to be humble, and just connect with this space and just look out at your life and be like, wow, my body, my mind, my emotional heart, whatever it is in so much pain. So the thing that knows that, the presence that knows you are in pain, that is witnessing that presence is actually completely innocent, completely radiant. It's beautiful, it's gentle, it's universally good. That presence is actually not touched by the pain, but it's just like this innocent presence within you. And so that's what I mean by the heart. So you're getting in touch with that innocent presence. Sometimes when you're really exhausted, that presence will be like, why don't you just lie down? Just lay in bed and let go. Just lay in bed. Go out and lay in the grass and let go. Now your mind, it has a different kind of voice. When you're in pain, your mind will try to distract you, say, oh, let's look on Instagram, let's turn on the TV, let's do this, let's do that. But you'll notice, deeper than that mind is this innocent, just witnessing presence that says, just breathe, relax, let go. I need to learn how to take care of my body. I need to learn how to let go. And so the more you can listen to that voice and get in touch with that voice, then that voice, that presence lives through you in your daily, everyday life, and it begins to become this inner sense of strength. And so if you practice yoga every day, you get in touch with this quiet, open-hearted presence. If you practice meditation every day, you're continually getting in touch with this quiet, open-hearted presence. And so the invitation is to allow this presence to lead you. It's to guide you, to lead you throughout your life. But see, most people, they don't do that. They have their mind leading them or their ego leading them. And so the invitation here is, can you find that presence? And if you notice that presence, it's innocent, it's naturally compassionate, it's naturally loving. And so as you open into that presence and you notice there's pain here, that compassion, literally, it just pours over into the pain. So it's a non-doing. You're not having to, be like, okay, I really need to love myself. It's like taking a deep breath. The exhale just naturally comes. It's like falling into bed. It's like you fall into bed and just the sleep eventually comes. The letting go comes. And so this compassion is the same way. If there's pain in your body and you're connected with this presence naturally embraces, it naturally loves. And so when I say, just love everything within you, love the pain, open to the pain, embrace the pain, It's like taking a deep breath and just doing, just allowing that exhale. The compassion will flood into the pain, and it does the work for you. And the more you let go in this way, you see that you are that heart. You're not really this human ego. You're not really this, this body or whatever it is, or this mind that people identify with. You'll see that, oh, this gentle innocence has been with me my whole life. And so it's allowing the innocence to walk the path for you, allowing the innocence to embrace the pain and heal your humanity, to allow the innocence to speak through you and love through you and live through you. And so when we open to this innocence, you really step into the state of non-doing. And so it's not some psychological thing that we're doing here where I'm saying, okay, you need to learn to love yourself. It's you get in touch with yourself. And you notice that my nature is actually love. My nature is actually innocence. To begin with, that's who I am. And then I have this human nature, that's confused or beat up or struggling. But this innocence, this love that you are, it naturally embraces the pain. And so the more time you spend being in touch with this innocence, then it starts to make sense what I'm speaking about. But a good practice, especially if you're just really wrecked with pain and just have pain throughout your body, so you just do a little bit of yoga and you come into child's pose. It's like you surrender your head, to the floor. Your arms are, spread out long in front of you in a prostration. And you just feel like this quiet presence. And even your body is just naturally, like when you get in a pose like child's pose, there's this natural sense of just letting go. This natural sense of loving, a natural sense of realizing what I am is good. And simultaneously, your body may like shake and tremble, and you may even be like, oh my gosh, I am in a ridiculous amount of pain. You might laugh, you might cry, tears may roll, but there's this sense of, just absolutely letting go, and it feels wonderful. And then the teaching is stay there, stay in that innocence, and let the innocence live through you. But what most people do is when they're done with yoga, they just hop back into their mind. When they're done with meditation, they hop back into their mind. But the invitation here is, can you stay in that innocence and just live from that space? So thank you. That's a beautiful question. I think something that people misunderstand is they try to love themselves from their psychological ego, and then it just feels dead. It feels like it just feels dead. It feels dry. It feels like you're in a relationship with an accountant. There's just no sense of love there. And so, the invitation is get in touch with that heart, which is naturally radiant and alive. No matter how dead or empty or how much pain you're in, everyone has this beautiful heart. And it's just gently, subtly, innocently awake, aware, and alive. So it's getting in touch with this original nature, your true soul nature, your divine nature. And then letting it do the hard work. And if you are absolutely divorced from this consciousness, the second thing I can recommend is just opening your heart to God and just saying, God, will you come into me? Will you wake me up? Will you come here and help this heart of mine to wake up? Will you flood it with grace? Will you hold me? So again, that child's pose is a very beautiful prostration. As you bow before God and you say, God, I'm a little kid. I'm lost in this world. Can you help a brother out? Can you help a sister out? Can you come into me and do the heavy lifting? And if you say it from your heart, God can't resist. She can't resist. She's like this great mother, and she can't resist coming and holding her child. And so I always do both. I've always had this great connection with God where just say her name and she comes. But you can't look for God in your head. You have to say her name and you let go of your pain into her. And so it's a movement of trust. It's a movement of letting go. And I'm always amazed at what God can do for us. Sometimes she'll even just come to me when I don't even ask and just flood me with this grace because, I've gotten in a habit of being open to this greater experience of love and support. And then we don't have to go through life like I'm this little ego and I'm fighting with life. You can have this tremendous support. And you begin to realize, I am not alone. And see, that's the ego's biggest game is I'm alone, it's me against the world. But when you step into this and know that my heart is good, my heart is one with God, and then opening to this greater God to come into you, then you feel loved, you feel supported. You can face anything. And you're not even facing it. It's like it's just spontaneously releasing because you're connected with this greater truth that you are and this greater truth that just wants nothing more than to love you. Yes, a beautiful question.